Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Questionable Perspective Podcast. I'm here with my co-host, Mr. Jeshua. How are you doing tonight, sir?
Very well, sir. How about you?
Doing well, and we definitely got a lot of topics to go over tonight. Some going for the more irritating YouTube, Twitch, Kick, Rumble
Whatever.
influencer. I don't know exactly what he is.
He's a streamer. We'll say that. But oh boy, he is pissed off the Korean government. South Korea, to be specific. If it was North Korea, we would never hear from him again.
And I'm pretty sure y'all already know who we're talking about. We're talking about Mr. Johnny Tsunami,
Somali.
Salami, Shamalamalam.
Ding dong.
But if you don't know, if you haven't heard of this guy, you probably been living up under a rock because he's been hopping from country to country, basically just raising all types of chaos for views.
Yeah, throughout this year, the first country was Japan. I don't know how they tolerated his stupidity for so long. And they finally got him out.
Yeah, because he was definitely pissing them off.
Then he went to Israel. Go ahead.
But I said, I don't know why you went there.
Well, he thought he could get away with stuff, and the Israelis and the government was like, hell no. And then I think he went to one other place. I can't remember that, but then he went to Korea.
Did you go to
South Korea?
Was it Thailand?
I think so. And he was pissing off a lot of people there too, but he didn't stay long. He jetted.
No, because over there they'll mess you up over there.
Oh, trust me, some people were and there's one of the videos, I'm not going to show it, but they were actively hunting him down in Korea. The authorities had to come and like put him in custody of, because I mean obviously they have to investigate him and all this and that. And oh boy, it was one of those guys that landed a punch was because they have required service there. This guy was a trained, and when I say this because I don't know the unit type over there, but it's the equivalent of a Navy SEAL. I'm like, that Johnny Somali got like all fair lucky on getting a punch from that guy, because that dude that type of military training will fuck you up.
I think he knew somebody over there in Korea who also, I believe, got arrested for basically having brandishing a firearm.
I haven't heard anything about that.
Yeah, he got arrested. Because you're not supposed to have. I think you're not supposed to have them over there in Korea.
I'll take your word for it.
And he was kind of just showing his off. I know, because I think It's a Gundam did a video on it showing where he's been arrested and stuff.
Oh man, let's see. He's got. I was trying to find this PowerPoint by Legal Mindset, but we'll just pull up part of his it's an update stream. These will show some of the charges that are new charges that are being done by like Korean YouTubers. Just to go down the list, it's public indecency, assault, I believe having drugs was one of them. It's two other things I can't remember. But what really kicked off this whole thing for him being in Korea is, I don't know, and anybody can correct me, because I believe this is what the monuments are called. They're called comfort girls?
The comfort women.
Comfort
ladies.
women. And they represent all the women that were enslaved during World War II under Japan's imperial rule at that time. And some people may know this, some may not. Japan and Korea did not have a great relationship for several centuries, and I mean several. This all goes back to like Hideyoshi Toyotomi that I can remember off the top of my head. That's pretty far back. And oh my goodness, Johnny Somali was doing inappropriate things to these statues, and well, that pissed off everybody basically. And then there was a incident where he was drinking somewhere he shouldn't have been drinking. Threw ramen noodles on the ground in some restaurant, trying to hit.
I don't know if it was a restaurant. I don't know if it was a restaurant. I think it was like he was in a convenience store when he was throwing the noodles around.
You might be right. I believe so. He's done so much stupid crap, it's hard to keep track of. Now, I'm going to go ahead and we're going to swap over here, folks. This is Legal Mindsets stream. This is going to pull up the charges in just a second, so we'll let you listen.
Charges. And I'm going to get to those, and then I'm going to get to your super chats, okay? So I added this to my charges presentation because, of course, if you don't know, I did a presentation on the charges. So actually, I contacted some folks, and apparently some Korean YouTubers have pressed additional charges. So these have already been filed against him. Apparently, blackmail, which is up to 10 years in prison. The ones in the green have already been filed. So, and these are not ones by Bong or someone else. These are by Korean YouTubers who have said they're not dropping them. They're not dropping them. So you've got blackmail, insults, you've got deep fakes, and not bongs.
Okay, can we just sit here for a minute and think about this? Insults. Get up to a year in prison. Holy hell.
Deepfakes, other people's deepfakes, those have all been filed. So the green are all new charges that have been filed. And then beyond that, the yellow is stuff that's going to be filed this week. Sexual threats to children up to 3 years because he was playing sexual stuff around children, including, by the way, literally, this is disgusting. He was playing threats to sexually assault children live on his text-to-speech, right? So that's going to go down. Business obstruction, right? Another charge, right? Supporting the DPRK, which is, once again, I showed you the video before, and as well, he's done this in multiple instances. That's up to 7 years. And public indecency with another year. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brand new charges and 2 charges which will bolster the existing charges. So we're both adding more of the same, and then some new charges, hitting them with the book.
Now, I want y'all to understand. I'm trying to figure out how the best way to explain this. Korea has a 97% indictment rate. And for us over here that may not know legal, yet these are charges. There's technically charges, indictments, but we'll keep it simple. Yes, these are stuff he's already going to court for one, and they are taking him to court. He's done. I don't know what's going to happen to him, but for all we know, he may end up working on a cabbage farm for 20 years, which would be hilarious. But he's not allowed to leave the country because of all of this going on right now. Normally, you would have I forget what type of court it is. It's like pretty much where they'll present you a plea deal here. But I mean, most foreigners they'll kick out of the country. But because of how egregious a lot of these offenses he has done, he ain't leaving anytime soon. So, here is a simple reminder. When you go visit somewhere, be on your best behavior. It's like visiting someone's house. You don't track mud on the carpet. You get beaten for doing something that stupid. But man, There's
Yeah,
actually, go ahead.
yeah, but that's been it's been more of a growing trend, especially with like Americans going to like foreign countries like Japan, Korea, stuff like that. For some reason, Americans we kind of go over there and be like, well, I'm an American. I can act like an American in someone else's country, and I'm like, it
Yeah,
doesn't really
no.
work like that.
Yeah, and someone that's never seen an American before, they see the obnoxious American, and this is all they have to go by. Really sets a precedent, doesn't it?
Yeah, because I remember my father and me talked about it at one point in time because he was in the military, went to Vietnam and everything, and you basically had told me that basically when they went over there, they told him you follow the Vietnam law. Just because you're an American soldier, don't mean you can't be punished by their laws.
The
So
only
they were
time,
told that before they even went over there.
because if I'm not mistaken, as soon as you step off base, you have to follow their rules. And when you're back on base, it's a different story. As far as my understanding of like boundaries of military law to civil law.
Yeah. So he's just basically giving Americans a touring Americans a very bad image.
Yeah, and for some of those that don't know, this has been picked up by major news outlets too. This is being covered by like NBC. There's MNBC, however you say their name. I think CNN had something going on about it. I'd have to go find it again. But remember, he's streaming all of this too, and I believe he streamed mainly on, was it Kick? I think he was on Kick and got,
No, he was on Kick, but he got kicked off of Kick. Twitch kicked him off. YouTube's
okay.
kicked him off. I think the only thing he's able to stream on is Rumble.
They'll
Rumble
kick him.
hasn't kicked him off yet, but I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
they're going to.
Oh, they will. Rumble's his last account. And on a side note, over here in America, apparently he was in Florida at one point and was talking to somebody, talking to a young lass. She was 17, and I believe the age of consent is 16 in Florida. I cannot remember off the top of my head. It's usually around there being kind of the common bit. But oh boy, he might get in trouble for that. I'm not kidding. This dude is.
I think I remember that. 'Cause I think that's the one when it's like it's like two girls and a dude kind of being standing around like they was, I guess, a club, but they were just out on the streets.
I think they were in a hotel room. I remember
Yeah.
hearing the clip when I was listening to one podcast or whatever that was covering this and some other stuff. But all I can tell you is don't, if you're going to go take a photo, take a video, or stream somewhere, make sure it is all right, because you have to understand where you're going. Like where Chris and I live, we can take videos, take photos, whatever. It's a one party state on that. I don't need to ask your permission.
Well, I think it's mostly assumed that if you're in public space, you don't really have a sense of there's no sense of privacy when you're just out in public.
It depends on where you're at. Like when it comes to, like, when you and I go to play the tournaments, they always have that clause in there.
Mm-hmm.
We always have to agree to that clause of like our picture or whatnot being taken. I remember, this is just a side thing, I found it very strange. A dude's crew came by where I was working. They're just taking like B footage basically of the store and such. Some lady just randomly out of nowhere, and I'm like, went up to them. Excuse me, are you recording us? I'm like, I'm a lawyer. You're not supposed to be recording us. We are currently in an ongoing investigation. I'm like, don't tell everybody your business, you retard. Come on. They don't need to know that. They don't know who you are. But it's like going up to some random people. What the hell? I don't know. I don't know what to think anymore. Anyways, yeah. Make sure you brush up on the laws because Japan's in certain areas because that are like big tourist spots. They're really hammering down on things. Like there's a
But
bridge in Kyoto, I think. They had to put up a big screen to prevent people from taking pictures.
well, there's a lot of places in Japan you're not supposed to take pictures at, especially like the when you're going through like the torii gates and stuff. You're supposed to bow before you go through, but most tourists just walk straight through. They don't really observe the customs.
Well, I mean, them not knowing that is one thing, but trying to use the Tory gates as like
Yeah, you're not supposed
pull-up
to like.
bars,
Yeah, you're not supposed
bruh.
to like lean on them or mess with them like that because they're there for a specific reason.
And then I think these are. I remember seeing some photos from a couple of years ago. They're the older Tory gates that people were like slamming money into these things. Like these things are several centuries old. I was like, oh my god.
Uh, do you understand how serious the Japanese people take this to
Well,
the
this is
point where Assassin's Creed Shadow had to scrap a $200+ collector's edition because they used one of the Tory gates that survived the bombing, the nuclear bombing in World War II.
uh, oh, people are gonna have to learn. But back on this, yeah, just remember when you're streaming and everything, be wary of what you're doing because on another note, this is just a side note. All these businesses like Disney, IBM, Comcast, Warner Robins, and all them that were protesting X a couple of years ago are now coming back.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, it's over with now.
not necessarily. The only reason I'm saying that is because Twitch is having their own adpocalypse right now. And I want people to understand this. YouTube has had several adpocalypse. So I'm just going to tell you a few of them. Some of these they were the terrorist videos are popping up in 2013, I think. Advertisements for popping on. That started rolling the ball. You've had the Elsa Gate stuff. You had the PewDiePie edgy jokes. Then you've had it was Steven Crowder and some Vice reporter, but he that was the final one that really hurt YouTube for a while. And because of all of that built up, YouTube or Google and YouTube pretty much sat down, put machine learning to use on like content ID. And I mean, it's still a bit of a hit or miss, but they have the most advanced content ID system out there. Like this thing will demonetize you or let it go through. I mean, it still has its flub-ups, but this is where Twitch is right now. They're in that part of the stage. Like they have to figure out a way to stop this. But right now you have 10 major companies that have suspended their ad campaigns right now. And Chris, I don't know if you know how ad campaigns are done. They're usually done on a monthly basis.
Mm-hmm.
Now you've
So
had
because a lot of these advertisers will pull, but they're not feeling it until this month because they probably pulled last month.
no, they're going to feel it this month now. They didn't
No,
feel it last month.
they're feeling it this month because they pulled their ads, but it doesn't. It takes like a month for it to catch up.
Yep. Now this is probably going to go on into next year because this is the worst time ads to be pulled because it's Black Friday's coming. It's here mainly in America. You've got Christmas. Ooh, this is going to really hurt. And so let me see if I have it. Here it is. This is one of the top Twitch, one of these top people. I believe he's a crypto guy, but He's going to tell you a little bit about how his ad revenue has gone.
My Twitch dashboard for the first time yesterday. My advertising revenue is down 95%. Let me show you. I'm going to show you because I don't give a shit. I'm fucking transparent. Let me show you guys something. Okay? I average about $100 to $200 a day in ad revenue, right? 5 days a week. You're talking about $600-700 a week. You're talking about $2,800 a month. You know, $3,000 a month. I make about $8,000 a month on average, and sometimes 9, right? So it's about 40% of my, sometimes 50% of my income. I'm averaging $15 fucking dollars in ad revenue. I'm disabling ads. I can't disable all of them. Nobody can. They automatically run. But I'm just going to stop fucking anything I have because I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on. I have no idea. I don't pay attention to the shit on my platform. I have nothing to do with it. I'm sitting over here in my own little fucking corner, doing my own thing, having a good time.
And it doesn't last forever. Or the gravy train doesn't last forever. Some people were getting like...
Well, what's the one that was like I was making $10,000 and now I'm down to $2,000 a day? Which means,
oh God, I can't think of it because I mean that person freaking out about like that. You can definitely tell they never had a real job. Man, it was something nuts.
like if you're lucky enough to actually become one of those big streamers like that, that's something you should be squaring your money away. Because eventually, the way Twitch works and the way this whole thing works, like it's never guaranteed.
No.
And
Now,
the way some of these people talk and the money you see they actually make, it's like, why are you not saving that money? Well, you should be saving. You should be good. That's why I can't really complain about Amaranth because Amaranth was smart about her money.
maybe not. I don't know. I don't try to think about some of these over the top people, but I mean,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But Twitch brought this on themselves.
Yeah.
Because them not enforcing their TOS the way they're supposed to enforce it, and letting people slide with things they shouldn't be letting them slide with.
You want to know what year this all really started?
Probably a year or two ago.
No, I will tell you, these problems have been piling up since 2013. Do you remember Ice Poseidon?
Not really. I wasn't really watching Twitch back then.
Well, he was an IRL streamer from what I know, but he was banned. I mean, outright banned. I can't remember from what. And then, I mean, everything has mounted up from the TOS not being enforced properly. You've had people say, what was his name? I'm trying to think of this guy's name. I think he was a Twitch streamer, but he said, I was like, I'm gonna jokingly fight somebody at TwitchCon. Gets 30-day ban.
Yeah, I think because Asman talked about him.
And
I can't remember.
Some chick only got like a 3-day ban for something.
Well, Twitch has always been like that when it comes to the females that bring in a lot of money. Like they can get away with pretty much anything.
Well,
people are complaining, then they'll ban them for a couple of days or a week, or they'll just come right back.
Well, here's the thing: they banned some females like outright, like crazily, for no reason, and some of them just they're all over the place. And it's not the whole company, obviously. It's there are certain people in key positions. They all agree to whatever ideology it is, and just the TOS is just enforced and not correctly. Because I mean, Asmongold, because this was the straw that broke the camel's back, was him being banned. And now, I mean, what he said did go against the TOS. But now that you had, man, people were pulling out the receipts on like Hassan and all these other people. What was that? They had it was a panel. Was it this year's TwitchCon or last year's?
This year's.
And they had all those major advertisers in the back. Oh man. Oh, and this is one of the most effective tactics you can ever pull. Call up your advertisers, and advertisers are going to be like, we didn't know this stuff was going on. This is going to make us look bad. You made me look bad. Prepare to feel my wrath. They don't want to be associated with any of this. They do not want to be associated with any sexual content whatsoever. How Twitch has gone on for like 2017 up to now with all the crazy scandals they've had. But Hassan is getting the brunt of this, obviously, because he had he was interviewing a terrorist, pirate, whatever allegedly you want to say, but that dude, I don't know. I'll go with allegedly. But saying America deserved 9/11 and all these other stupid things. This man would be, depending on what country he would be in, and he said some of this to whatever, like maybe that country, he'd be in prison and in a working camp, a labor camp, never to be seen again. For some of the stupid crap he spouts. Now, I like Asmongold, and I may not agree with him on everything, but I'm like, at least he's straightforward with most of what he tries to talk about. But I'm like, good Lord.
I've been watching some of his content more so lately.
I always try to catch the clips or whatever if it's an interesting thing I want to hear or whatever, because he gives an interesting perspective. Now, to appease the advertisers, Twitch has been trying to do this right here. Saying Zionist is now prohibited. Now, that's cute and everything. Let's see here. They updated it 3 days ago. As far as y'all can read, doing this, that ain't gonna work. I think I sent this to you. I'm trying to remember. It was a Devin Nash video, because Devin Nash had he said it was a crazy take. I don't think it is. Ban all the crazy content. No political streams or whatever. All the stuff along those lines. Strict gaming, sports, and whatever, and art.
Twitch just needs to enforce their TOS. They keep trying to adjust it to try to make everyone happy, and they just need to decide on these are the rules, and we're going to enforce them no matter who you are, from big creator to small creator.
They ain't doing it, man. That ain't gonna happen. They gotta pull the big lever. I was like, all right, no more sexy hot tub streams, no more crazy political streams. They gotta hit the big switch till they can get something sorted out. But that's the only thing I can think of in order to save themselves. But will they do it? I have no idea.
Well, they've been need to kind of lock away a lot of that content behind or take it off, because Twitch primarily is like younger. It is primarily like a lot of younger people on there.
Well, there's what was it? A couple of was it earlier this month? They're like, all right, all political stuff must go behind this political thing. I was like, that's not doing anything. That's not even a band-aid on the problem. You have to address this directly. And their CEO, what is his name? Tom Clancy?
Mm-hmm.
That dude's might as well be a Beach Bro bum from the freaking 60s. I'm not kidding. He looks like a hippie child.
I don't think he's going to be there too much longer.
I think he has another year as CEO. He took over what, last year?
I believe so. Even then, he was making some decisions. I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
you're making really stupid decisions, especially putting a specific dear person in charge
Well, that was a volunteer thing or whatever. I think they disbanded that or whatever. Maybe, maybe not. But, folks, I will say this. Take whatever for me and Chris, if anything we've ever said that be advice and suggestions, spread out on the platforms. Don't dedicate yourself to one. I know some people may view Rumble as like a right wing platform.
I don't particularly like Rumble because when Rumble had a chance to actually fight for free speech in like Brazil and other places, they kind of just ran from it. They really didn't want to get involved. So I can pretty much see if the government actually put pressure on them, they would fold like a lawn chair.
Well, you saw Elon didn't, so I think Rumble's following the same path now, but I'd have to double check. But I mean,
I think it's more like the Wild Wild West over there.
it's
Like to
actually
me
not
personally, I think Kick, if Kick could get their platform together and actually get it to where stuff actually works the way it's supposed to work, I think they could actually.
Hold on, did you say Rumble's the Wild West, or you referred Kick as the Wild West?
I think both of them are. But if you had to talk about the infrastructure, I would say Kick would be a better one because it's closer to Twitch. And if they could actually get their stuff together where their platform actually works the way it's supposed to work, and the stuff and the features actually work like they advertise them to work, that they could really, I think that's more so why they're trying to put that bug in Twitch's ear about buying them out. Because
Maybe
if Kick buys Twitch, then that solves a lot of their infrastructure problems.
they don't have an infrastructure problem. They literally have what Twitch makes Twitch. The only thing,
some of their features are not working the way they say they work.
Well,
and
that's on
that's
them.
Been a complaint from a lot of creators. Like your stuff does not work properly.
That's something they have to fix on their own. But they have the pretty much the backbone of what makes Twitch, or well, the video streaming platform part. What makes Twitch is the culture of the platform. Like how all the emotes are used and all that together. That's where Twitch really is strong with.
Yeah, that's why I say if Kick could buy, if Amazon would sell Twitch to Kick, I think that would basically have them leap forward a couple of years. That would be a tremendous leap for them.
Okay, I'm going to ask you this, Chris. What benefit would they have buying Twitch? How would it benefit them?
Because you could basically integrate everything that Twitch already has now that you don't have into your service. And not only that, you have the name.
They have everything.
As much as you want to say Kick and Rumble and all that stuff, Twitch still has a name that when people hear it, they know what you're talking about. You go to some person, just say, "Hey, you watch stuff on Kick," they be like, "What you talking about?"
You ain't talking to the young folks, then, Mr. Chris. That's your problem. You trying to talk to some of these 50-year-olds. Hey, you know what Kick is? No, but if you don't leave me alone, I'll kick you.
No, I just think it'd be a good. You always would want to basically take over your market, and Kick and Rumble, Kick and Twitch combining would basically make them a juggernaut in that space.
I can't say that looking at the numbers. I just don't see that. But if Twitch is continuing down the path it's going and keeps banning like culturally the VTubers, man, some of those bans for the VTubers are just freaking nuts. All the VTubers moving over to YouTube, Rumble, and like Kick at Twitch.
And I'm like, I never understood it because I'm like, you can stream to all of the platforms.
Well, it's people are casting a wide net. You don't want all your eggs in one basket.
That's I would say when the second Twitch said it was fine, even though I was doing it way before Kick said it was fine. I'm like, you just OBS plugin, stream to Twitch, Kick, YouTube, all at the same time.
Yep. and highly recommend it. There's one that's free. There's one that does cost money that allows you to change the bit rates. When I want to do that one, just make sure you got enough internet speed and upload and download to do it.
Oh no, I just got the regular. I'm not sure you can. I never bothered to check it if I could change the bit rate because I think it just feeds off of my bit rate that's on OBS the way I have it set.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm talking about like if someone goes and like buys because Restream's the free one. I can't remember what the paid ones.
No, it's an OBS plugin that you can literally download for free.
Yeah, there's some
that
websites, right? There's also
Yeah.
Restream.io.
Yeah,
I know
but yeah,
it's free.
it's free somewhat.
I
But
know
to me,
there's a
I'll go ahead.
plugin. I know there's the plugin. There's the site, and there's another site. There's like 3 options. I'm not gonna delve too much into it, but
Yeah, but I can only speak from the perspective of the plugin that because I've used it and I've streamed to Kick, YouTube, and Twitch all at the same time, and I didn't see any like degradation of the signal or anything like that. Like everything was coming in clear.
now one nice thing is that might help Twitch in the future is that the what is it? Give me a second here. I need to check my settings in my OBS. It is the encoding that is yes, the NVIDIA H.264 encoding that Twitch has to pay for. But everybody's switching over to a newer encoding, which is it's basically free. I think it's like a Web3 development tool or something someone's developed, but it's free. No one has to pay for the licensing, the encoding anymore. But that's here nor there. I don't know where Twitch is going to be. I know Twitch is going to be bleeding out the next, I'm going to say at least next 5 months. Because when advertisers pulling out like this, I don't know. Just they're going to have to really weigh their options, or Amazon's going to be pulling the plug on that site soon.
They're gonna have to actually start really just looking at their TOS. And I know everybody's saying, well, it's more than that. Like, they need to basically get rid of a lot of these people and just say, look, this is what it is. You either can stay or you can go. But the TOS will be followed. If you break it, you will be banned. Not 30-day ban, not a 15-day ban. You will be banned. And we're moving forward.
Good luck to them if they do it. I don't know. I truly
And
don't know.
start promoting some of your smaller creators.
They're gonna have to have a system developed like YouTube to do that.
Because I'll tell you right now, I don't know why everybody says they see Amaranth on their front page all the time when they open up Twitch. Because I'm like, I never really see Amaranth on my thing.
I never open up to the front page.
Like if I go on the website and stuff, I just like on the internet on my PC or whatever, and I just put in Twitch, it'll bring me to the front page. But I'm like, I've never really seen her. I think I might have seen her there one time.
I've got 2 things on my like hotbar in GX Opera. That's my dashboard and my following directory. That's it. That's where I go straight to.
And on a secondary note, he was actually at DreamHack.
Who?
Amaranth.
Nah, who cares?
Which I was like, because Mundo, he went to the meet and greet. And I'm like, oh, I did not even know she was there. I was like, I didn't know she was there. And I might have went and just got a picture with her just to get a picture with her.
Bunch of damn simps I know.
It's Amaranth, so it's like whatever.
See what I'm having to work with, folks? Anyways, just folks, do carefully consider your options for future streaming platforms. branch out, try X, try Rumble, try YouTube. YouTube, I definitely would highly recommend just because the encoding part, they support 4K streaming very well. If you're into that, Twitch has started to do that a couple of months ago. Don't know how that's going. They're still testing it, I believe. But, Mr. Chris, you got any final thoughts or words for our viewers?
Yeah. Mr. Jeshua is a Dragonoff simp.
I literally just picked the character to play.
Says
You're killing me.
Since I'm an Amaranth simp, which I'm just like, I just know her by osmosis of the culture.
You play Jury. You're part of the Foot Clan. Be quiet. All right, folks. Y'all have a great night.
Yep, y'all have a good night. We will talk to y'all on the next episode of the Questionable Perspective Podcast. We will talk to y'all later.